to my YouTube channel, #MovieBay. I am MovieBay, and in this video, I'm going to be recapping and reviewing the season finale, episode 8 of College Hill Season 2, Celebrity Edition. But before I get into it though, I would like for y'all to drop down and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Because here on MovieBay, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television, and if that is the type of content that you like, you might as well stick around and hit that subscribe button. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below. Now, before I get into the review, I do want to just let y'all know about my recent content that I've dropped on my YouTube channel. Y'all know Orion? Well, Orion has a big brother named Omarion, who was in a popular boy group called B2K. They, in turn, came out with a movie entitled You Got Served, which I recently did a plot review on my channel. So please, if you are interested, go and check that out. Run up the views, because throwback movies, they're not really being searched like that. So it's not really in the algorithm. Run the views up. Now let's go ahead and get into Orion and the rest of the cast of College Hill Season 2. Now, it's finals time, and in African American literature, they have to write a response paper about their visit to the Legacy Museum. And I was like, didn't they just do this in their civil rights class? Yes, they did. So all you really got to do is doctor a few words, make it a little bit longer, and boom, you got an assignment. So that should be an easy one. Then they have their civil rights class. Now, their final in there is they have to write about how the civil rights in the U.S. inspired other movements. And this is a group project, and everybody is assigned a particular movement. So Iman and Orion have the Black Power movement. Ray J and K-Way have gay liberations, fitting. And then New York and Parker, they have the American Indian movement. Now, the presentation is a major part of their percentage, and presentation from memory, okay, not just reading off something that you wrote down. Like, he wants them to be able to memorize the information, because if you memorized it, you learned it. Now, they have a new class, and it's a one-day class, and it is forensics, and they are basically going to find evidence in a crime scene. And the professor gives out roles. She makes Ray J the lead police officer. And when I tell y'all Ray J is taking his role seriously, he's taking his role seriously. He's like, I don't need any contamination on my crime scene. I knew this family personally. They live right down the street. We went to the same church. I said, who told Ray J lights, camera, action? But I ain't gonna lie, people like that do make class fun. Now, after class, the cast decides to go to dinner, and this is where they reminisce on how they miss Jocelyn and Amber and how they wish that they were able to finish with them. And they also decide to place a bet on who's going to win valedictorian. Y'all, when I tell y'all they really jam-packed this episode, because the next scene we see, it's finals time. It's time to present. And then we find out right before class that Tiffany and Parker did 2 separate papers for their group project. Like, what? Like, did nobody told them about Google Docs where both of y'all could have literally been typing on the same document at the same time? Okay, work smarter, not harder. Now it's time for the final in African American literature. I'm going to go over just a couple of the cast members and what they learned from their visit. So I keep wanting to call her Katie for some reason. I think because I watched My Wife and Kids last night. Parker wants to bring about a change to interracial relationships, because that's something that she took away from the Legacy Museum. Ray J remembers a moment from working with Cicely Tyson, because her picture was posted in the Legacy Museum, and he remembers a moment where they worked on a movie together. Can't remember off the top of my head, but she was very vocal about the historical events and how the message in this movie is imperative to the African American culture. And then New York says that through her learning at the HBCU and visiting the Legacy Museum, that her culture, skin, and legacy is all important to her now. And in my head, I was like, just now? Like, you had to go to a museum to see African American history, to see the importance and the... Okay, I mean, like, I understand what she's saying. Like, it is different once you get education behind what you already know. But I was like, just now? Okay. In their civil rights class, Quay and Ray J, they had the gay liberation. And something I learned about this is that people were actually in prison for being gay. Like, even if they had mannerisms that people expected was gay, they were in prison for that. New York and Parker, they had the Native Americans, and they talked about something. It was basically like the massacre at Wounded Knee, and this inspired well, this is when over 300 Native Americans were assassinated by American soldiers, and this led the Native Americans to protest, march to DC to gain access over their land and, of course, get their rights. And then Orion and Iman, they had the Black Panthers, that was kind of easy to me because it emerged from the civil rights movement. Now, in their theater final, they had to create a performance based off of their metaphors from the beginning of the year, and they had to use props. Why was Quay and Orion the only people that use props? Like, come on, y'all gotta pay attention. Now, everybody is crying during everybody's performance. To me, Quay had the best one, but everybody was really feeling New York because she was talking about finding validation in herself and not through a man, which, snaps to that for sure, but she didn't have props. So I was like, drop a letter grade. Like, you're not listening to this. I ain't even a hand. And something that I just can't stand, y'all, is when people curse during their assignments. Like, when I was in college anyways, I literally asked my professor if I could put profanity in my paper because I was writing a paper about hip hop and things like that. And she was like, absolutely. If it's going to, what she said, if it's basically going to like strengthen my argument, then of course. I was like, okay, cool. But, like, I asked for permission, as a whole 26-year-old. But in here, they just cursing. And to me, I don't know, it's disrespectful because when you in college, it's like you at work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just me being me. Back at the house, we get this scene between New York and Orion. In New York, like, I had to rewind it a couple times because I was like, what is she talking about? But she tells him that she's going to take advantage of him tonight. Like, I literally rewinded like twice. I was like, what is she doing? What'd she say? And she told him, I'm going to take advantage of you tonight. And she just starts chuckling. And his whole facial expression was like, In his confessional, he was talking about how, I thought we were just friends and we were going to keep it on a friend level. And then in the next breath, he said, then again, why not? So I guess it's to be expected that they slept together. I personally don't think that they did. I think they were really just playing it up for TV. Now it's time for graduation, and graduation is so fun. I don't want to say fun, but it's so beautiful. I graduated during COVID, so I didn't get to walk the stage. Like, imagine, like, I got kicked out of college, went back just to not get to walk across the stage at graduation. Like, so I was really jealous about this. Anyhow, everybody ends up graduating with honors with like over like 3.4 GPAs. But the salutatorian is announced, and it is Parker. And the valedictorian is a tie between Iman and the unexpected Orion. So that is the end of College Hill Celebrity Edition Season 2. Now, I will link or post a video when they first announced they were going to make College Hill Celebrity Edition. I was 100% opposed to the series. I really was. But Season 1 really, I think probably because they had it at TSU, the HBCU down the street from mine, I was interested, so I watched it, and it really, like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it exceeded my expectations. There you go. And then, so with Season 2, I felt like it was a little more entertaining because it was filled with the drama, but also at ASU, they really dived into the historical element of ASU, Alabama, and because the civil rights movement was headstrong in Alabama, I learned a lot from this season, for sure. Now, before they usually have somebody return, how like Ray J was on Season 1, came back for Season 2. I was expecting that they would let Amber and Jocelyn come back for Season 3. However, I feel like Amber would decline because of the backlash she received online. And I feel like Jocelyn wouldn't be invited because she decided to just haul off and start slapping people after the Mayweather fight. So we'll see who's going to come back or who's going to be casted for Season 3. If you are interested in going to college, if you think college is for you and you are Black or African American, I do advise that you go to an HBCU because it literally isn't anything like the HBCU experience. People who have chosen PWIs, whether it was because they were on a scholarship, or it was just something that had their major, or they thought it was quote unquote better, they still regret not going to an HBCU, because it's nothing like the HBCU experience, y'all. I'm telling you, it's nothing like being around people who look like you and have similar backgrounds and upbringing as you, and struggles and adversities as you. It's at an HBCU, everybody there really, real life, wants you to win. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Be sure y'all hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for more reactions, reviews, and commentary over TV and movies. I'm gonna have here, like I stated, my initial thoughts about College Hill reboot, and an HBCU grad rewatches School Days. Y'all go ahead and check that out. If you enjoy my commentary, give me a thumbs up, and of course drop a comment down below. What were your thoughts over season 2? Who would you like to see for season 3? And any thoughts over the season? Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.